Oh, what happened? I was just here. Oh man. Alhambra and a foothill. 30. Oh, what happened? Well, that's not a good sign, is it? Shit. Ooh, it's getting warm. Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is, what time is it first? No, it is May 15th, 2023, the day after Mother's Day. I hope you folks got to enjoy some time with your mother or the matriarch or matriarchs in your family. And if that doesn't exist for you, then I'm sorry. I understand. I totally understand. It's kind of also another reason why I like to do the mariachi. Oops, hold on. Ooh, it's warming up. I think feels like we're supposed to get into about 79 today. Definitely a lot warmer this week, but starting off a little bit cool. Now it's really starting to warm up considerably quickly, that is. Had that overnight marine layer, a little bit of condensation for some of the places up in Altadena. But tis getting quite warm. Just getting out of the house. I'm expecting a phone call from one of my people. I have so many people. I got a guy that's got a guy that I got. I got so many people. It's funny. Helping me with acquire some clothing for late jobs. So plus I also actually have a voucher for one of the thrift stores here in Pasadena. They used to be, where were they? Oh, they used to be located over on Hill, over by PCC. I think I've mentioned this. And over the course of the, I think it was just prior to the Great Hibernation. It's kind of cool, right? I like to eat a couple of grams of mushrooms and trip out on this place in the evening. Actually been wanting to for, I didn't, I've seen this, but I'm such a schmuck sometimes. There's so many places. Ooh, I love, it's so beautifully done. Such an art job, actually. The folks. But yeah, it's I'm segueing. I'm already pooped. Checking out the Colorado One Alley. Looking lovely and serene as always. Such a beautiful little respite. Now they're helping me with get some clothing. Plus I have that one for Axe, and I got to get up there. Also, I was kind of holding off until this came through so I can know more or less what I'm not going to get or what they can. I believe I was told Friday that he was going to put an order at Walmart for the items that I need, for the articles of clothing that I need. And sometime today, I will probably more expect it to be on the tomorrow side. I kind of figured that if after maybe Mother's Day and stuff like that, might forget and stuff like that, so it's all right. give it a day. Oh. And then whatever they're not able to get, then I can just use that. And if I get everything fulfilled, then I'll just probably go over there and get some other articles of clothing, because it's a $25 voucher for only the clothing. So I could certainly always use a couple of more jeans. So I actually had mentioned, please don't go to Goodwill or Salvation Army. The prices are equally as comparable to retail. And why am I going to pay, or why is anyone going to pay retail prices for a thrift store? They've gotten very expensive. Very, very expensive. Ooh, it's warm. I'm just kind of tooling around here. It's nice. Oh, let's get out of the shade. Don't come your way. Gotta get my ice. Visual comfort. Lighting star. Get the Tesla, anyone? So I kind of figured that someone was going to ask about the lead vocalist being so quiet. That particular, now I think last year, this whole group this year is completely different. Though I believe that the violinist furthest on the left, she kind of seems familiar, but overall it's an all new group. I think one of the times they had the guitarro. Oh, Sir Latab, I miss you here. My old store. The guitarro is different, but all in all, they were all great. That part of the store is difficult to get because it is acoustically, it is so bad. The sound kind of reverberates. It's worse than, well, if you're in the bathroom, you know, we all sing beautifully. We all sing like superstars. We're in the bathroom and in the shower. But that place right there is so awful, and you can't really hear. Plus you got the overhead and you have the checkout people. It's just really, really awful. They did play an extra couple of songs a little bit longer in the front. Usually they will go and play maybe 3 songs in the front. Hold on, it's not even lunchtime yet, I don't believe. They'll play like 3 songs, and then they'll move to a second spot, and then they'll finally finish off over there in the produce. Once they hit to the produce, it sounds so much better because the sound just goes out everywhere, and plus a lot of it gets absorbed by the produce and stuff like that. So it sounds a little bit more better, like being in a sound studio. So you can hear the difference that when they're in the back of the store, that the vocals are just a lot more pronounced. But overall, yeah. And I knew I always get a copyright strike. That's fine, you know. I don't care. Usually with anything like that, unless it's a street performer or someone that does a street performing and they're registered a little bit, certain songs, I pretty much get away with it. But you know, I wasn't expecting to get that video monetized. For me, it was more of just sharing with you folks my culture for the mariachis, because that is the one thing that my mother and I really had a share of love, is the mariachis. I remember when we go to TJ to go visit friends or family down there, early in the morning, you can hear somewhere off in the distance in the pueblito or in the village and stuff like that. Or you can see maybe a dad or mom or whatever soliciting for one of the mariachis, the local mariachi, wherever they may be. But it's traditionally, mariachis are usually for, especially for anniversaries, but mainly for Mother's Day, for Dia de las Madres, and birthdays, and always for quinceañeras. So they're always about wherever you are in the Mexican residential area, which is a pueblito or village or what have you. But so they'll usually get contracted the day before or whenever, depending on how popular or how busy a band is. There's usually maybe one or two bands that are a local village or pueblo favorite. If they're too busy, then they'll recommend someone. You might have to travel to another town or what have you, but you contract them beforehand, and traditionally they come up en la madrugada. Madrugada is Spanish for early in the morning. And boy, oh boy, is it early in the morning. And then you can hear them up there, maybe around anywhere from the hours of, I would say 4 a.m., but usually 5 a.m. is when they would typically show up. And it's so cool because it's so traditional. Going to watch Mexican movies and stuff like that at the cinema, and you know, movies that are set back in the days of the charros and everything like that. Especially here, like when a gentleman is courting a young lady or something like that, part of the courtship is to get the mariachi to play and stuff like that. And if you happen to be a very, very strict parent, a mother, that is to say, you know, always judgmental. Thank goodness for for Mexican moms. They're the best. They're the best at being critique as far as any kind of gentleman caller and like that. Sometimes they're a little bit too much, but that is that's the whole propriety of courtship down south, you know. And then depending if mom doesn't or the abuela or whatever, the grandma, or even sometimes the tia, depending on the case, said female will come out and go, oh, váyanse. You know, she'll come out and stick her head out the window and tell the band members. And there's nothing against the band, you know, if they're hard on the mariachis, it's actually directed at the gentleman caller. So, but that does not go without saying that sometimes, and very common, is said female matriarch will throw the basin water, because there's no plumbing, you know, in some of the areas and stuff like that. So you have the glass or the ceramic or the tierra, the frasco de agua, and the basin where you wash up and stuff like that. And they'll throw it at the mariachis. And sometimes if you have a very brazen gentleman caller, he'll start to sing for him, and then that's when he gets the water thrown at him. It's quite funny. It was commonly, and I'm pretty sure it still is, commonly represented and depicted in a lot of the Mexican movies, where mom is like, oh, I don't like him. Oh, he's too fresh, you know. Badly paraphrasing, translated in English. And yeah, it's quite funny. But those ladies did an outstanding job. They always do, you know. The mariachis are great, whether it's an all male or mixed or female. But I happen to like the female mariachis because I like their trajes, their uniforms, their outfits. It's just it's awesome. Mariachis all together is just, it's kind of like a Mexican country band, but more traditional, properly dressed and stuff like that. We take pride in mariachis. in my culture, and the mariachis really take pride. And for them, it's an honor, you know, to be called upon to do a performance for whatever, whether it's a birthday party or just any kind of special occasion. They play with pride, you know. They want to make sure they carry the tradition. And for any mariachi, past or upcoming, it's just so it's elegant, you know. It's just it's proper, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so awesome, you know. And I always get a little misty when I'm doing it right now. I'm getting a little bit of a lump, but yeah, no, I was a little bit more bummed, I would say, this time around. But you know, for you folks, I know that you would totally enjoy stuff like that. It's just me sharing a little bit of my culture, you know, especially now with the whole immigrant situation. Is like, yeah, it's just like, let's not forget that it's not just all Mexicans or deep South people. I would have to say, from my observation, there's a lot. There's a lot of immigrants from different parts of the world, especially Sudan, Africa, Arab nations and stuff like that. A lot of Asians and stuff like that. So, and the easiest place and the easiest port of entry is through Mexico, you know. It's so easy access throughout the globe, you know. You just come over there and you just make your way up to the south and up through the United States borders, which is why it was so important that, you know, that Trump did what he did, you know. It's just, and I stand firmly on that. I know that some folks are like, no, but you don't realize that with the influx of that, to me and from a lot of us, we see and we know that it's to do away with American labor, you know. Kind of the presumptions is that a lot of companies are shuttering and stuff like that and folding up. There are actually a lot of more of the companies, the Walmarts, the Walgreens, some of the locals and stuff, and some of the Starbucks. It's been popping up on the news that they're closing off in the big city, because obviously the big city is, you know, pretty not safe. Washington D.C., come on, it's just so bad. Washington, look at Seattle, look at Frisco. It's so terrible. But yeah, you lay us off because now you already pretty much tested our nation as to see how lazy Americans are. And boy, are Americans really lazy. We just want our stimulus checks and work from home. And I knew that this whole working from home stuff was just going to be us weaving our own rope and feeding our own rope just to hang ourselves, in the most literal sense. And look, now there's people that were working from home, you know, like Musk did, you know. And he actually, that was a good process. And he said, you know, if you don't show up to work, you know, I'm just going to axe you. And, oh, well, you can't do that, you know, you can't do that. And so many people were taking to Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. Oh, we got fired because we didn't do it. What did you think? What did you really, seriously, did you really think that this whole working from home was going to be, did you really think that Joe Biden was going to be, Joe Biden, I kind of feel sorry for that cat. I think that, kind of presume that he may take the big dive here. He may come down with an illness. I would dare say, I've even said that I don't think he's going to make it, you know, to see the first of the year. He may be stricken down with a virus or an illness. He may just, that dementia that man's had is just it's just crazy. Now, I know that there are some of the places that he does show up, weirdly enough, and not paying attention to American affairs, more concerned with overseas affairs, and he'll make an appearance over there, but he can't make an appearance over here locally. What the heck? Oh. Wow. Homeless. Well, at least they're using protection. Yeah, I think something is gonna become of that, you know. He is a dirty old racist codger, and he's old school. He's old school. You know, I remember back when he was, you know, in a much younger state and a lot more clearing thought. Though he's been a bit of a buffoon. Oh, he doesn't want to have his kids, you know, being segregated and being with other ethnicities and stuff like that, you know. And when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were debating, she pretty much flattened him out. You know, she said, well, look at you, what you're doing, and blah, blah, blah. And if you remember that, please chime in down below in the comment section. You know, after she went down, literally down his throat. And I'm kind of like, bravo, bravo. It's the only time that you really hear Kamala Harris speaking without being so redundant, you know, so stupid, and doing her yellow school bus spiel. God, such another tardo. That whole administration is just awful. It's awful. I think this administration takes the cake historically in our nation, period. I think they take that. Yeah, this is so bad. This is so bad. This is terrible. You know, and you never really see Joe Biden and oh my God, I saw a photo of her recently. Ooh. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, I don't get the impression that they get along very well, which is why you don't really see them too often together. She barely likes to be with Joe Biden, period. So, then again, Joe Biden was in Texas, like San Antonio. Oh, something. You know, like the tacos from, you know, Texas here. The breakfast tacos. First of all, breakfast tacos aren't Mexican any more than broccoli chicken or beef broccoli is Chinese, authentic. So stupid. But this is what the constituents voted for. Oh God, I'd actually be even surprised that the numbers are even a lot less favorable for Joe Biden. And Jill, I saw a photo of her. She, you know, I kind of really thought that, you know, the president is one that ages out rapidly, because it is a pretty stressful job, though he has not been, I don't see how he hasn't done anything. His appearances and his speeches, and he's nowhere to be seen. He is like the weakest president. He's the least showing up to anywhere, least engaging president. You know, that goes without saying. He is definitely the least engaging president historically ever. Trump. Now, I know that a lot of you don't like Trump. Why? Because he's racist. He's not racist. He's what you don't like it, and especially I remember when I was still homeless and Trump had just gotten into office. Oh, I don't like that guy. He's racist. I'm like, come on, really? Where is he racist? Well, look at all this that he's saying. Well, you're talking about him being down to earth. He's speaking the truth. He's being forward. He's being very frank about everything that he's talking about. He's not pulling any punches. First of all, he is a businessman. He has nothing to do with politicians. I mean, he's done commercials. He's done, you know, the McDonald's commercials. He was in the Macaulay Culkin movie. Oh, Home Alone, Lost in New York. Come on, man. That's what he is, you know. But for someone who's not a politician, damn it if he didn't do a good job. Look at our economy. Man, we were strong as... Oh, well, you know, he wants to cut benefits and everything. Do you know why our benefits were as low as they were? Because he got America enthused. I would dare say virtually every aspect of every ethnicity was working the most. Even the black community was working the most. Now everything, look at around. You know, all the homeless and everything, and the majority of the homeless is the black community. Though I have seen a number of Hispanics, but they're not as troubling. And Asian Americans, they're pretty much out there too. That was not one thing that you really ever saw. You know, we kind of used to joke, oh, if you see an Asian being homeless, it's because they really messed up. You know, they would have to be really pretty effed up in the head or something to be, and that's true. It's one ethnicity that you never really ever saw is being homeless was an Asian. So, but this administration has really effed up our economy, divided us as a nation completely, has us torn asunder, yelling at each other. And let's not forget about the LGBT group. Come on. He's even, if you go back, he does not, what did he say? He defines it between a man and a woman, and now he's on their side. Oh yeah, you know, you shouldn't, no one should be denied any kind of care or, you know, whatever surgery and what have you. That's not, he doesn't believe in that shit. You can't say that he really believes in that shit, honestly. There's no way you, my friends, can believe that he's honest and meaningful when he says that shit. There's no flipping way. And Jill Biden, she's not on that. She's what? Supposed to be a doctorate of a school teacher or whatever. They've prostituted us everywhere. They've prostituted the black community. They've prostituted the Hispanic community. They've prostituted the LGBT ABC group, like left to right, making money. First of all, you can't tell me that you believe every single little syllable that comes out of his mouth as honest and sincere. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't think, I've said this quite a few times. Hold on. Music. Can't really believe that we're going to have a peaceful summer. Certainly not here in California. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I kind of actually was wondering, I'm surprised that Abbott hasn't shipped a lot of the immigrants out here. Especially when Newsom said, oh, California is a sanctuary city, blah, 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 and, you know, protect kids' rights and all this with the LGBT and the surgeries and stuff like that, and the abortion rights. And, you know, if you're living in a state with abortion and you can come to California. Well, kind of surprised that Abbott hasn't really taken advantage. Oh, all right, Newsom. All right, Gavin. Let's ship out a few busloads of migrants to California. I really wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it would definitely affect a lot of us, especially those that receive, a lot of us that receive the EBT and stuff. I honestly, I really wouldn't, it would suck. It really would suck. But genuinely, if it caused me to lose a great amount of that kind of help, or altogether and only for them, fuck it, I don't care. If it drives the point across to the silly believers of this left administration, the whole left, then to me it's worth it. If it takes that much to drive the point for people to wake up, I'm all for it. Take it. Take my EBT card. Take whatever. Take my Medi-Cal away. I mean, that would suck, but again, I'm it's already going to get cut. It's already been cut. A lot of us. The ones that I know that are going to suffer the most are those recipients on SSI, the hard-working Americans, the Americans that invested year in year, paycheck after paycheck. Those are the ones that I feel sorry. I don't feel really sorry for any of us that are in EBT and those that are riding. I feel sorry for the elderly that are on SSI and for the disabled that are on SSDI. I have a couple of friends, one who just not too long ago suffered a heart attack, and I was like, whoa, what happened? How'd you do it? And she told me that it runs, heart problems run in her family, and I was like, fuck, I didn't know. For her, yeah. But especially for the younger people that are on SS, that are faking the SSDI and that are just lazily, haphazardly walking around with an EBT card, the less than 30 crowd. Those I do not feel sorry for. Those I do not feel sorry for. And if any of my friends see this, I'm probably going to get a lot of shit. I already got a lot of shit for one of my friends that is in the homeless. The one that discovered me, more or less. I had reposted the revelation of the subway, that guy, that homeless guy who got choked out, and it was revealed that he, attacked seniors once, twice, and then another time, and that he accosted and dragged a 7-year-old girl from the subway up to the street. He did appear in court, and I believe he did plead guilty to that. But this person was choosing to live a certain way. He had help. He did age out of the homeless, or of the orphanage and stuff like that with someone else. I understand that. But that's the left that failed him. He was failed. He was failed by the system. And he aged out. Anyone that ages out pretty much in the system like that is being failed. And there he was. He was left to his own situation. Vices, yeah, definitely, obviously. I believe there was some attempts of help that he probably turned down, and some that he did take. But there's just not enough. There's just not enough that's being helped. Right now, all the help is being focused on the immigrants. The vets in New York that got kicked out of their place of residency, I believe. That's another thing. A lot of these things are going to be going to the immigrants. I was kind of thinking to myself that if I get placed here at this apartment, and then Dion follows suit after that or during that, I would hope that the next people that move in, because I know Carla's going to be there, and I know that she's pretty much kind of trying to get Carla out. I was joking to myself last night, you know what? And I might even suggest it to the landlord. If you're going to move anybody else in, make sure that you move in a family of Muslims. Why? Why Muslims, Charlie? What do we know about Muslims? They don't really imbibe in alcohol. And when it comes to stealing and the drug situation, they won't stand for that. So, and I think I would like to see someone that moves in is very base in their culture like that, that doesn't put up with the kind of rhetoric that Carla and her gang have been putting up with. So that's what I would like to see. But in more particular Muslims. And besides, if you had people of that kind of faith, they would improve. There would be peace and serenity. You wouldn't have to worry about windows being broken or squatters. You wouldn't be worried about bills being run up. You wouldn't worry about unsavory kind of behavioral whatever. Just saying, just thinking, just putting it out there. And if you do watch this video, if you're still watching this, Muslims, and besides, I think Muslims would be a lot more accepted with this whole DeVille or whatever. Plus, it would look a lot better on the church papers and everything. So, just saying. Chime in if you think that that would be a good approach. All right, folks, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna go check and see if there's any markdowns over here at Ralph's, any manager special, and then walk back. Trying to get out of the house for a little bit. It's like 11:50 right now. It's certainly a lot cooler over here in Pasadena anyway. All right, folks. You take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment. Pull down your pants and slide on that ice. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, what we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Tell your friends and family about me, about us, what's going on, man. Yeah. So obviously, yeah, get this apartment over here. South over here. Well, I'll still be here for another year or so, definitely, or 2 years. But I'll be on my own. I have my own place. I don't have to hide my food and everything. And I won't have to worry about the damn cockroaches. That also being said, I am going to have to start buying some extra cans of Raid and spray the crap out of everything, especially the refrigerator, because yeah, we know any of those that have encountered those little buggers, they like the warm places, the motor or the compressors of the refrigerator. All my electronics, I'm going to have to soak the crap out of that. So yeah, because I don't want to bring any transient cockroaches to a new place and have them breed, you know. Fuck no, I don't. That's fearful as it is for me. So yeah. All right, my friends. Look, it's so hot right now, kind of, that the ice is already melted. Comments, good or bad, please post. If not, email. And as always, be smart, be kind. Be smart and be kind. I love you all. Bye bye.